Hey guys, welcome to JR Sportscards Chronicles. Today, I'm going to be doing a little review. These are cards that I received right pre-national, right before leaving for the national, and then one card that I did pick up that I'm going to be revealing at the national. I also got another card which I will not be revealing here in this video, but I did reveal it in my Instagram. So if you guys check out my Instagram, you'll see exactly what I got. Anyways, so right before leaving for the national, I did receive a few cards that I had purchased in auctions. So I want to go ahead and show that. First off, we have the 1933 Gaudi Lou Gehrig. And I believe I got this in the, I think it was in the Heritage or Robert Edwards auction. A beautiful example of the card. Registration is really nice. It does have some writing on it, so that's kind of why I got the SGC one up here and down here, as you can see. But nevertheless, I mean, centered fairly well. Really good looking copy. Nothing on the surface of the card, and the registration is really good, really sharp. So, and the back looks pretty good as well, as you can see. So, really happy with this pickup. Okay. Next up is this. I picked up in a batch of a few cards that I picked up at the one of the last Heritage auctions that ended, I think it was a few weeks ago. And this is a 1917 Collins McCarthy example of Armando Marsan's. Now, there's two flavors of the Collins McCarthy cards, and one has a back on it with some writing on it, and then the other one is a bareback. So this is the bareback variation, which I believe is more rare than the printed back one. And I believe Collins McCarthy is a candy card, if I'm not mistaken. So it is a food and beverage distribution for this card. And Armando Marsan's is one of the first Cuban athletes to play in the majors. And saw this come up and really liked the card, liked the rarity. Now, if you notice here, it says a E.C. McLeod collection or E.C. McCoy collection. So E.C. McCoy is a collector who actually collected these cards way back in the early 1900s. And he acquired by purchasing, I think, I'm not sure how these cards were acquired, but I think you had to send in like a coupon or something, or maybe these cards were already embedded in the candy boxes. I'm sure somebody else who collects these cards knows about this set. But this person, this collector, actually acquired the entire set, which in this Collins McCarthy card includes a Babe Ruth, a Shoeless Joe Jackson, among other big-time Hall of Famers. And his cards, his family, basically it was kept in the family throughout all the years until about, I would say about 10 years ago, when I think the son or the grandson of this collector came to, or was in talks with the Mile High auctions, and they actually they actually submitted the entire collection to the Miles High auction in about 10 years ago, and they went ahead and graded these cards right there, right before the auction. And so these grades were, the grades that were acquired for these cards are probably the highest known grades for these cards, because they were kept, stored up for such a long time. And the cards never exchange hands at all. And so they were encapsulated right from his collection. So it's a pretty amazing story. A lot of the cards of the McCoy collection, you'll see they're pretty much off-centered, kind of like this. So, but they are high grade, the highest graded samples. And this obviously is a Pop 1 at this grade and none higher. So I definitely wanted to, pick this up. It was a great card. So that was a nice pickup. All right, next up, in the same auction, there were two cards that are very rare that popped up in the auction as well. And they are of the Cuban players. And these, again, along with Marsan's, there's another player named Almeida. And both of these baseball players were the first Cuban players to play in the major leagues. So here's the first one that I picked up. And again, it's Marsan's, Armando Marsan's. And this is the 1909 Cabanas in a SGC3. So I believe there's higher graded copies of these, but these cards are very rare. These Cabanas were made in Cuba. And basically, I believe there's only 7 copies of this card across all grading companies. So only 7 in existence is my understanding. Now, the population across the different grading companies might show a number greater than 7. That's probably because a few of these cards might have been cracked out and resubmitted to the other grading company. So the pop might show a little bit more. But there aren't very many copies of these cards available. So and here's the back of the Cabanas cards, and it's basically written in Spanish, but basically it translates to the best way to create a precious collection of the players of baseball of the Cuban clubs is of Cuban clubs or Cuban players of the Cuban clubs and the foreigners is enjoying the famous Cabanas cigarettes. So that's basically the translation. But anyways, these are beautiful, beautiful cards. This one shows very nice registration. Again, a lot of these centering is off, but just to get these cards in hand is a very difficult task because they're so rare. So this is the Armando Marsan's Cabana card. And then I picked up the other one, and this is the Rafael Almeida. And this one's in a 1.5 SGC. It does have creasing kind of going down the middle of the card. But very rare cards. Here's the back. Has a little bit of a paper loss in the back there. But very, very beautiful cards, nevertheless. So these are the cards that I got in the, I received in the mail right before I left for the National. Now let's talk about the National. The National was pretty good. It was in Cleveland this year. Very crowded. Again, you've heard the stories from other YouTubers, so regarding the traffic congestion and, the lines and this and that. But, I think all those bottlenecks and all those issues, you can kind of work around them by just, you find out, hey, okay, this is the best time to go. This is how you avoid most of the major traffic. This is the best time to leave. And, you just work around those issues. I mean, it's not it doesn't break anything, just because there's a few issues. There was a lot of people there. A lot of people were buying. That's what the big thing that I noticed. Of course, they're selling, but the hobby is very strong, and there was a lot of people buying a lot of like high dollar value cards. So there was no shortage of that. So I believe the hobby is very strong, and people just people want to buy the best cards, and people want to buy rare cards. So very good feeling about the whole experience. I was there for a few days, 3 days in total. So, enjoyed it a lot. And at the show, like I mentioned, I did pick up a Grail card, which I'm not showing here, but I did post it in my Instagram. So just go check out my Instagram account. You'll find out what I got. And then besides that card, I also purchased this card, this small little purchase. I found a dealer who had some old vintage stuff and picked up this. This is the it's the T200 Fatima team card of the Cincinnati Nationals. This is a really beautiful card. It's of the Fatima cigarette, and it shows the entire team here. See if I can open this real quick, although I think it's sealed. It's kind of weird. I'll just rip it open here. So here's the card, and there are several Hall of Famers here, which the lettering is really small. It did grade up PSA 1 because there is a little bit of, you can see kind of the edge wear, corner wear, and then there's a little bit of ripping on the card there. But there are a few Hall of Famers on this card. And here's the back of it. Kind of see the back here. And the main reason why I got this card is because of the players that are in the background here. They're both in this card. So Rafael Almeida and Armando Marsans are actually in the second row here. You can kind of see, I believe that's one of them, and that's the other one there. Along with those two, I believe there's a couple more Hall of Famers. The lettering is really small, so I'm trying to find them here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to read it with the reflection and everything, but there are two more Hall of Famers on this card. Nevertheless, beautiful card. Really like it a lot. So, and you'll see these cards ever so often. They do have team cards that feature, for instance, I believe Walter Johnson. There's a team card that features Christy Mathewson, I believe, and there's another team card that features Shoeless Joe Jackson. So, and these are, I believe, 1913 cards. So yeah, but nevertheless, really nice card. And that's basically it, guys. So that's kind of, those are my pickups pre-national and during the national. So hope you enjoyed this video. I'm definitely going to be showing more stuff as I acquire stuff and sell stuff. So a few auctions that are coming up that will be featuring a lot of good cards. So, all right, guys, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and peace out.